How's it going, everybody? Uh, I got a comment on my video that someone just got a reclaimer, and they were using my live stream as a way of trying to figure it out. So, this is going to be my little in-depth tutorial, quote unquote. I'm not very versed in the ship, but I know how to handle some things. So this is me kind of going to go over everything you need if you're going to do a solo reclaimer run. First thing I would do is I would go into my inventory here and I would get some ready meal beef chunks. They heal for a lot for your food. I guess they replenish a lot of nutrition. And then some Vestal waters for your hydration. And those can be bought at any Kasaba. And once you're here at the Kasaba, all you have to do is go inside. This is Area 18, by the way. This is where I harbor most of my ships. You just come right on over here to the outlet. Go to Use by holding F. Go to Category, Miscellaneous, and then you can buy your Vestal water here. As for the beefy bits, you can go to the weapon shop, which is Cubby Blast here. It's right next door to the Kasaba. You can come right on in here. Hold F to open. Come on over to a terminal. Sorry for the lag. Go down to here. Misk. Go to drinks. Here you can buy the water as well. And you can also buy beefy chunks. They're about 8 AUEC each, and the water is 3. Now let's go get our ship. Alright, now that we're here at the terminals, I would like to first say congratulations on being able to afford your brand new Reclaimer by Aegis. It is a daunting ship at first, but don't worry, you will get the hang of it, I promise. I'm still sketchy when it comes to landing, but I've gotten a lot better with it. So let's go ahead and withdraw our ship. And here we are. As you can see, I have a small amount of ships, nothing to boast about there. But here is our Reclaimer, stored Area 18. It's a heavy salvage. It's 420 SKU cargo. Don't let that fool you. You can get it up to like 2,000 to 3,000, depending on how efficient you are with your box stacking. So we are going to go ahead and retrieve it. It is currently in Hangar 11, so we will go to Hangar 11. And welcome to the start of an amazing salvage journey. This is the Aegis Reclaimer. As you can see, it is an astronomically massive ship, and it feels that way while you're flying it. But like I said, don't let that be daunting to you in your first few flights. You will get the hang of it. So let us begin. Alright, so you found your way to the back of the Reclaimer. First thing you're going to do is you're going to see this door here with the flashy little lights. Look up, hold F, click. Doors are going to come open and the elevator will come down and be able to pick you up and take you to the floor that you are going to. We'll do a brief walkthrough of the ship, that way you understand how big this ship actually is. So obviously, as you can see, there are some graphical errors. That's okay. First stop is the cargo hold. As you can see, the cargo room, if you stand out here, it says 2,500 stew. I don't know what the fuck stew is, but that's what this is. You can fit boxes between each one of these beams. It fits 8s and 2s, 8 SKU and 2 SKU boxes between here, between each beam, but then you can just stack 2s all the way around it, or throw 16s into the elevator 2 or 3 16 SKU boxes and just push them in here and just stuff the whole room. Moving on up to the salvage hold. As you can see, it's a little bigger. Holds 8s, 6s, 2s, or 8s, 16s, and 2s. As you can see, there is a black pit here. Don't worry about that. It's just an invisible floor, but there is a salvage drop off here, so you can put 16 8s and 2 boxes down this here, go through the elevator, and drag them to wherever you need to put them. So that's a fun little thing. All right, next step is the salvage processing. This is the salvage processing room. These two, I might stack some stuff here. This is a holding area for the bottom 2 decks. So like I'll put 8s and 2s in here and then throw them all in the elevator and run them downstairs. This machine over here and that machine right there are your money printers. These are what you would have for storage. And once this is full, you can select the type of box and then you'll press eject. You can turn on and off auto eject. So if you want to do one at a time, keep this off. I would suggest the way I do it is 16 SKU boxes and then auto eject them. And then if I'm by myself, I'll fill this whole room up and then I'll go and sell. Same with this side. You have your internal storage here. You'll be able to select the boxes and eject. There is a crafting menu right here for all your goodies, but we won't need it. One thing I did forget is this little ditty right here. The max lift tractor beam. I would say it is an absolute necessity to have while you're moving boxes. One, it lifts heavier things easily, and there's a longer distance to it. So when you're doing stuff, you can stack them up there, you can stack them way back there, you can drop them in the pit from literally right here. You just scroll wheel, drop them, but we'll get into that when we start moving cargo. Next floor we can go to is the salvage balcony. Welcome to the salvage balcony. This is absolutely useless. You don't ever need to be up here. I stack 16 SKU boxes up here all the time. I never come up here. This is the first time in the 6 days of operation that I've ever been up inside the salvage observation deck. Now let's go down to the habitation deck. Welcome to the habitation deck. On either side you have 2 airlocks. I believe they're for docking, so you have access to those. This is the commander's or the captain's quarters. Bed, closet, storage, desk, TV for if you want to watch cartoons. Over here, crew quarters. Comes stock with 4 bunks, 2 TVs, lockers, bathroom here. Got some sinks, toothbrushes, shaving cream, toilet paper, you know, all the goodies. Comes with 4, count them, 4 showers, just in case you and your friends are into that kind of thing. But who needs to shower when there's money to be made? So going on this way, we have the lunchroom. People can go right here. There's another docking collar here. And then moving down this way is our tech deck. Here you have your elevator that's outside, the single man elevator. I've never used it because it doesn't really work. You have your drone operation seats here. Obviously don't work. You got your grab gin room. Down there is the lower floor to the captain's chair to help fly in case the elevator is broken, which if it's down you can't call it back up. That's how you'll do it. And this is the elevator to the bridge. We will go down. The elevator's kind of willy wonky, but that's fine. Right here are your turret Here's your scanning station. You got your remote turret, another scanning station, and another remote turret. I don't know what is in here, so let's go explore. Oh, it's the elevator. Okay. As you can see back here, it's a big ass grinder for all of your grinding materials. Here, you have a salvage operator seat and another one. 2 salvage operator seats. One operates the tractor beam, one operates the scraping module. Here you have the claw operation seat. That is something we will get into here shortly. And obviously you have the pilot seat. Let's have a seat. All right, you are a fresh new captain in your beautiful Aegis Reclaimer. First thing we're going to want to do is we are going to turn the engines on. And then we are going to turn the power on. Everything's coming to life. As you can see, we are starting to get some heat. Everything's starting to work. What we're going to do is we are going to take our little power tree here, drop it down to 100% on the engines so we can make it out of the damn atmosphere, because this thing is heavy. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and hail your Area 18 landing services or wherever you are at the time. We are clear to launch, and we're going to look straight up and make sure this door is wide open. All right, the doors are almost fully open, and I like to wait for them to be fully open because I hate risking anything. And now what we're going to do is we are going to lift off. We are going to bring up our landing gears. And what I like to do is I like to wait till I'm about 2,500 meters on the altimeter before I switch VTOL mode off. That way, if there is a chance of me falling to the earth, at least I'll have time for correction. So once we get about 2,500 meters, I'm actually going to boost this to max. All right, we're about 2,500 meters, so we're going to go ahead and turn VTOL mode off, aim our nose to the sky, and send it. Make sure we're climbing. And then we're going to go ahead and give ourselves a little boost. Try to get us out of the atmosphere just a little quicker. All right, as we're leaving the atmosphere, I'm going to press F1. I'm going to bring up my contract manager. I'm going to go to personal, salvage, Aegis Hammerhead cleanup. This is a payout of 250,000 AUEC, and I prefer to do personals because they pay out over the general salvage. We will accept that contract. We are now tracking it. I'm going to press F2. More than likely, we're heading over to Yella. We are going to set our route. Hop over into the Quantum. And thank you, Star Citizen, for always being broken with the star map. So if that happens to you where it just isn't locking on for you, just bring up your Quantum, go into the map, set the route again, and you should have the location in which you need to fly, but only for a short period of time, so make sure you're lining up quickly. Alright, here's 6. On our way. There it goes, it broke, like I told you it would. And now we're on our way to Crusader. Alright, we made it to Yella. Now we're going to find our location in which we need to find our hammerhead. Oh, there she be. We're locking on now. Don't mind the angry meatball. That was a person I had in my salvage hold. That was moving boxes for me. Alright, here we go. So we're going to lower that because this thing does move. And since we're in space, we don't stop very easily. We're going to go ahead and kill our quantum drive. We're going to find our way over here to our hammerhead. See you when we're there. Alright, welcome back, you dirty salvagers. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're going to line up to the underbelly. You don't have to. I just prefer to. Gives me a wider area to get closer without having to hit something. What I like to do is I like to get about 70 meters. A little closer, about 67, that's fine. Don't mind the trespassing. I don't think it honestly even matters, because you don't get a crime stat. Or if you do, it's like level 1, so you just go pay it. So you're going to hold Y, you're going to get out of your seat. You're going to come over here to the claw operator seat. Hold F, and you're going to click on that. Alright, to operate this bad ditty, you're going to look over to your left, and you're going to go to power on. Hold F, click power on. As you can see, you got two beautiful little screens here. Don't know what any of it means, but we're going to stick to it. We're going to press M to bring out our arm. And if we look down, you'll be able to see that sucker expand. That's hot. Alright, we're going to right click if you're not already on the fracture field. That'll right click switches between the two. You're going to switch to fracture field. And you're going to left click to start fracturing this bad boy. As you can see, it takes time. Little circle. Just wait for that to be done. It'll like break apart, and then we can start disintegrating. See you when we're there. Alright, now that that's done, I'm going to shut that bad boy off, and you're just going to wait a second. Fracturing it will immediately award you the 250,000 and take away that timer, so you won't have to worry about nothing else from now on unless other players are in the area scouting for you specifically, because they love to pirate and loot reclaimers. We're going to swap on over to the disintegration field, and when this finally decides it wants to fucking break apart, we will go ahead and start disintegrating it. Any day now. Alright, she finally broke apart after about a minute. If that, it's probably like 45 seconds or whatever. As you can see, our target skew is about 222.1. We're going to go ahead and left click for the disintegration field. As you can see, there's a -2%, probably going to grow to a -3. That matters, as that is the bonus yield that you will receive. So we're getting a -2 on our yield. The only time I've ever seen that beneficial is if you have someone piloting or you're piloting and you're constantly in contact with the person operating the arm to get the best yield possible. But as a solo, I don't see really any like problem with not having it perfect all the time, because you're just gonna load your cargo and then you're gonna get out of the seat, go down, unload it, yada yada yada. So while this breaks up, we're just gonna look at the beautiful asteroid field that we are perpetually sitting in, and this should get pretty close to filling us up. We're almost done. And 216, not too bad. We're gonna shut that off. We're gonna go ahead and scoop this other one. It's gonna be about 30.1, so we're gonna lose about 10 of it. We're gonna look down and then back up. So let's go ahead and see what we're looking at here. Jiminy. She's a little close, but that's fine. And then we're gonna go ahead and hop back out. As you can see, it says I'm trespassing. But if you look, our crime stat is still a 0. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get up in our thing here. The arm should automatically deploy. We can look down to make sure it's doing so. There it goes. Ooh, we're at a plus 10%. That's nice. Then we're gonna go ahead and start disintegrating it. Yeah, I said 30.1, it's 30.8. Like I said, we'll probably lose about 12 skew out of that. That's okay. I mean, we're just filling up. Boom, now we're full. We can go ahead and shut that off, press M. Go ahead and hop out of the seat, and then we'll start moving the cargo. Welcome to salvage processing. You're gonna press 4, you're gonna break out your big gun. Meow. Don't worry about the battery life, it doesn't have any. Alright, so here on this screen, if you hold F, you're gonna have your construction materials. That's what we're selling. We have 240 SKU of construction materials. You'll have RCMs. If you're scraping as well, but I wouldn't do that unless you have somebody to do it for you. We're gonna go down to 16 SKU. It's gonna take 16 seconds. We're gonna make sure auto eject's done, and we're gonna press eject. Same over here. 16 SKU, 16 seconds. Auto eject's checked. We're gonna eject. And we're gonna wait about 16 seconds. And then these are gonna open up and produce our crates. You're gonna do this about 6 or 7 hammerheads before you're ready to go back, or more, depending on how lucky you're feeling. I'm only gonna do the 1 for the sake of this video. Then we're gonna drag this thing, and we're just gonna put it over here in the staging area here. As you can see, everything's grid-based. When it comes to these little platform deals, you can go ahead and stick it on there. Pick it up with left click. You can bring it in with scroll wheeling down, or push it out with scroll wheeling up. I don't like that there. Move back here. And then to rotate, hold R and move your mouse. That'll rotate it. God damn it. It's a whole puzzle game. C4 can fit there, but it isn't gridded, so you're just gonna have to stick it wherever you can. We're still pumping. And remember I said this is the chute. You can throw stuff down. I'll show you that real quick while we're here. I got 2 of them spawning simultaneously, which is just alright. And pick this bad boy up. We're gonna drop him down low. And he's gonna mess up a little bit because this is Star Citizen. And then we're gonna rotate this one this way here. And we're just gonna stick that up top. Give it a little boost of self-confidence. And that's where she's gonna sit. Just like that there. Obviously, I waited too long, so if you do happen to wait too long, you just restart the auto eject. Come over here. Drop this bad boy right here. Same with this one. We'll move it over here to the gridded location. How much skew do we have left? We have about 80 left, which is fine. What I like to do is I like to fill up this whole entire area with 16 skew. And then I go and sell. Usually if I can fill this whole area up with 16 skew, it's about 10 million. If you want to make more than that, all you have to do is just work a little longer. Fill up all 3 cargo bays. We'll drop that right there. About 48 left. And we're just going to wait patiently for these things to produce. As you can see, this works a lot better than the regular hand tool. I believe the regular hand tool, you can still move 16s, but it's a struggle. And as a salvager, the one thing you never want to do is struggle. That's why we make a shit ton of money. So we don't have to struggle. We got 1 box left. Halfway to fill. Okay, we got 1 coming out. I don't think this is our last one. I think it's going to produce 1 more. Yep, it's going to produce 1 more. We'll just set that right there. Yep, and as you can see, we are at 0. We have 1 box being produced. Here, tell you what we're gonna do. We're just gonna move that right there. And here's our last. And here's our last 16 skew box. Pick that up. I'm just gonna run it over here. Bazinga. All right. And you're going to continue to do this for about 6 or 7 hammerheads. Or more, depending on how much you really want to work. There's beds in here so you can log off. So if you're deep space and you're wanting to work through the night, salvage up a lot of shit, take it to sell, you'd be good to go. We're going to hold R, put our gun away, hop up in our pilot seat, and let's hope we can make it back to Area 18. Alright, what we're going to do, we're going to F2, bring up our little map here. Come on over, look for Area 18. There it is, set route. Can't make it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop off, get fuel. I'll be back when we're at Area 18. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Area 18. For some reason, every single time I land here, it is never daytime in the Reclaimer. First thing you're going to want to do is rotate that big old body, because you're going to start sinking. And get that nose above 0. As you can see, you're still sinking, but it's a much more manageable sink. Then you're going to want to locate that starport. Looks like it's directly off our nose. So we're going to go ahead and give her the beans. Get us heading towards that direction. Right there she is. And that's our current destination. Go ahead and speed it up just a little bit. Get us at about 100. 105 will do. As you can see, we're sinking at an exponentially fast rate, and that's because we also weigh about 10 metric bajillion tons, okay? We are a big ship, and we are in an atmosphere. What do we expect? The gravitational pull of this bad boy, something not to be messed with. Landing is probably the most daunting part of this whole shebang. You have a lot of third-person view, first-person view, swapping in and out, trying to figure out where we're landing, making sure that everything is set accordingly, locating your hangar spot. But today, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I'm going to show you how I do it. It is the slowest possible way to do it. I'll admit I'm not a professional. I can't swoop down to about 500 meters, stop, raise it back up, get her going again. We're working on it. I'm learning, you're learning. I'm just showing you what I do that's best for me when it comes to solo reclaiming all your beautiful materials. Some of you might be asking, but tentacles, why do you do this at Area 18? Why not New Babbage? Why not Orison? And Orison would probably be the best bet for doing this, just because it's right there and most of your hammerheads are right at Yella. But me, I know where everything is at Area 18. So that is why I choose Area 18. It's just because I know where everything is. Little lag. Alright, so we are now in the Armistice Zone. Let's see if we can hail the station yet. God damn it. Nope, nothing yet. So we're just going to continue sailing to said location until we can hail. At about 3,500 feet, I'm going to nose up, engage VTOL and my landing gear. Alright, I'm going to try to get us from dropping out of the sky by picking my nose up and engaging the pickup thrusters. We're going to go ahead and hail this real quick so we know where we're going. Third person, see if we can't see where we're supposed to be landing. I'm assuming over there somewhere, so that's where we're going to go. Just gonna go ahead and give it a little thrust to go forward. Listen to them engines purr, baby. There we are, right there, right in front of us. Riding directly for it. Looks like we're flying semi-level. Now we're going to start lining ourselves up, sinking ourselves just a fraction. Not too much here. Go back into third person, shrink that down. And we're going to line ourselves up. Like I said, this is a hefty process. I don't expect anybody to master it in one day. That's for sure. I still haven't mastered it at all. But as you can see, there's multiple heavy hangers. We're going to sink ourselves just a fraction lower here. Like I said, it's a lot of third person, first person finagling. One, we're going to make sure we're not dropping too fast. One, make sure that we are going to fit. I'm sure there's some people that have been flying the Reclaimer for quite some time since its release that they're like, bah, we can get that sucker down without ever going third person. And to them, I say, you're braver than I am. All right, we're going to make sure we control our descent here into the bay. Looks pretty good. Looks like we're coming in nice and steady. See if I can't pick us up just a little bit, where sync rate is a little quick. Make sure our nose, okay, so as you can see, our nose is a little pitched down. If you pick that up, you'll slow it down to a stop for reals. All right, we're gonna line ourselves up just a little bit more here. Continue to sink down. Just a little bit at a time. Nobody's in a rush. You're in an armistice zone. You're not gonna die. I mean, you can die if somebody dive bombs you. But if they do that, then you just report them. Make sure we're clear on all sides. Functioning on all cylinders here. We're gonna have to come forward a little more. There we go. Bring her on down. Okay, sides are looking clear. I'm gonna scoot over just a bit more. And that would be your first landing in the Reclaimer. We're level. That's all we need to do, and we're gonna come on down. And we have sunk to the floor. Boom. That's all we're gonna need to do. Word of advice, what I would do is I would come over here, go ahead and fill yourself back up on the fuel you're missing, throw in some repairs, and then wait for those to be done, and then we'll move on to the next process, which is selling. All right, once that's finally all done, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna power everything down. We're gonna go ahead and shut our engines off. We're gonna go ahead and power off. We're gonna go ahead and stand up by holding Y. Now, I know you might be asking yourself, hey, why don't you just press the flight ready and the shutdown hotkey? I like to add a little more realism into what I'm doing. So turning everything on and off manually just makes the game feel a little more simulation-y than just one hot button. And if I'm really wanting to simulate, I'll actually go through a checklist of my startup procedure, from the time I get out of the bed to the time I go back in. That way I monitor everything I'm doing, make sure I have every resource that I need, food, water, etc. All right, we made it back to the big elevator. We're gonna go ahead and hit exit ship. It might go black for a second, and that's because the door didn't open. It happens. Like that. It's graphical glitch. It happens. So in these big hangars, as you can see, you have a front and rear exit. I just go out the rear one because it's closer. All right, next step, call the elevator. And wait patiently as it decides it wants to arrive. Ship's still looking beautiful out there. Elevator's here. We're going to go ahead and go back to the Riker Memorial Spaceport. Like I said, this is where I prefer to land. You can literally land wherever you choose to that can hold your ship. You got Grimhex, Orison, Lorville, Area 18, New Babby. Like any major spaceport and Grimhex are your options. First thing I do to get into the habit of things, I would always store your ship. It's not going to mess with your cargo. It's just going to secure your ship, and it's also going to free up space for anybody else trying to land in a big ship. Our next stop would be going to the transit platforms to get on the shuttle to go to Area 18 itself, the financial district. As you approach the transit platform, you'll notice that there are two transit lines. This one goes to the Bevic Convention Center, and the one on the left goes to the Plaza A18 Central. This is the one you want to go to. Doors wide open. Don't walk out of it. I know what you're thinking. It never ends well. Just don't do it. All right, now we're on the ship, and I'll see you when we get to our current destination. All right, now that we're here, we're going to follow this here to the right. Big virtual statue. We're going to come over here and run up the stairs. To the financial district. Here you'll see a big ArcCorp sphere of gears. To our right will be TDD. To the left will be Empire for your medical supplies. And then some pathways into the commons, where you got Kasaba and stuff like that. We are going to run past the TDD, and we're going to come over here to IO North. Now that we're here at IO North, we're going to come inside. We're going to take a right and follow this all the way to the right. Go right up the stairs. And to your left, you will see terminals. These terminals are where you're going to be selling stuff. We're going to hold F, click use. It's going to load. We're going to select our location as the Aegis Reclaimer. Boom. It's going to send us into the goodies. So as you can see, we only have 198 out of 420 SKU used up, 38% of our whole, and we're going to sell. So we're going to get about 960K for that one, and we're going to get 480K for this one. For a total of, what, 30 minutes roughly, we made 1.44 million. 1.44 million credits for maybe a half hour's work. I'd say that's pretty dang good, don't you think? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the Aegis Reclaimer. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe. I will be doing more if people want to see more. But that is all I have for today, and I hope to see you all later.